Fuck you, Evan. You piece of shit.
What? Hey, what's going on, everybody? Malevolent Gaming here. Evan, Luis. Normally, we'd be showing you guys a deck profile, but we wanted to switch it up a little bit. We've been telling you guys for a long time, we wanted to do other content. Yeah, we're going to change it up a little bit. We want to talk about the meta decks going forward. What we think are going to be the best decks, along with some honorable mentions. We don't really want to talk about the ban list because you guys already know what happened.
Everybody knows.
Yeah.
Everybody knows what got hit and what didn't get hit. And,
Yeah.
and I'm sorry, Monarchs, you're never getting Pantheism back.
At least not yet. Don't.
Sucks to suck.
Yeah, I guess. So, all right. So yeah, like I said, we want to talk about decks we think are going to be meta, honorable mentions. It's not wasting more time. Let's just get into it. So, some of the decks we talked about earlier that are honorable mentions. Some of them I haven't played. Some of them you have played. So just let me know what you think. One of the ones we talked about was Pendulums. What do you think about them going forward?
Pendulums. Pendulums is it's kind of weird because Master Rule doesn't help them. It doesn't hurt them, but it's kind of like it's the same. The deck doesn't change at all with the new Master Rule. It's not getting new support, but it did get new support. It got Celine from Dual Overload.
Right.
That card is really strong. It makes the deck definitely a lot more stronger than what it was before that card. But I still think Pendulums have the struggles that they've had for a while now. The deck just keeps any card that makes the deck somewhat good just keeps getting hit, and the deck just keeps losing power. But I think that the way the deck is focused now, it's more focused on the mythical beasts with a Mighty Master engine and going into, like I said, Celine, and it's not really like a XYZ deck or a synchro deck. It's more like just I'm gonna put a bunch of jackals with a bunch of spell counters, a bunch of Mighty Masters kind of deck.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean it's a good deck. I do believe that it's a very good deck. It does have potential to be one of the best decks, but like I said, it still struggles with the same thing. It's still a Pendulum deck. You need 2 skills plus everything else. So
right.
But yeah, I definitely believe that Pendulums is a good deck.
Okay. Another one we talked about was Raid Raptors. Never played that. I know a powerhouse that plays it, but what do you think about that going forward?
Raid Raptors. That deck. I feel like that deck is actually really, really strong. It was funny because we were abusing the Raid Raptors engine part and Luna Light.
Right.
But Luna Light, it's kind of dead now. But the White Strix actually made the deck really, really good. It sucks that we don't have the rank 7 from the OCG, but the deck is still really strong. It can still create a really, really impressive board. I won't go into detail because I don't want to spoil my friend's board. He's been working on this deck for a while, so I'll talk to him if he wants to show if he's okay with it. I'll talk to him if he wants to do a deck profile and a combo tutorial, and he can show you guys what Raid Raptors can do.
Yeah. Another one I heard mentioned was Infernoids. What? No?
No.
Remember we talked about some decks that are going to get support coming up with the next set or so? We can talk about some of those. What about Orcas? What do you think about that?
Oof, Orcas post Eternity Code.
Yeah.
That deck is going to be really nice. Gearsu, the Orcas, Mech Knight, is that what it's called?
Yeah, the one that's the Mech Knight too.
Yeah, that card is insane. That card is really, really, really good. That card definitely makes the deck a lot more powerful. I will even consider Orcas in the top 5 post Eternity Code because that card it's insane. You can go so many routes. You can go into your Mech Knights, you can go into the Orcas, and you can just put them all together and that card is just insane. Like the fact that it gives your opponent a token, so you can trigger your Blue Sky, and then you can make your Link 2 Mech Knight. It's just really, really good. Like there's so many ways you can abuse that card. Definitely Orcas has a lot of potential post Eternity Code.
And around that time, ABC is getting support. Is that an Eternity Code or is that in the structure deck?
There is some support in the Machina deck, but there's also support in the structure deck. It's not direct ABC, but it is a union-based support. So once those 2 things come out, the ABC would definitely get a lot of support. They'll get a huge boost. I know Buster being at 1 kind of sucks. I mean, you want to have 3, but I mean, it is what it is.
But the deck can still play.
But the deck can still definitely, yeah, that deck's still really powerful. The fact that you can Buster, banish something, and then tag out, get 3 pieces, and then have IP, and then make an Appaloosa with 4 counters, undestructible, plus you have an Infinity.
Yeah, that sounds pretty strong.
Nice, it's pretty nice, yeah.
Deck I just picked up recently, Madolches. I know they're getting some support coming up. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I do believe Madolches post Eternity Code with their new double summon like spell makes the deck definitely a lot stronger. I've never really played the deck. I know how the deck functions, and I know how the deck works, and I know that card makes the deck. It makes it a lot more. It makes it a lot stronger and a lot more consistent at what it was able to produce. Because now you can play through you can play through an interruption pretty much, and it doesn't stop you. Because before, your normal summon was so crucial that if you got stopped, like you were kind of like, well, I guess that's the end of the turn.
That's turn, yeah.
Yeah.
And I mean, I haven't seen any videos or any profiles or anything with the new master rule, but I'm guessing having to not put your XYZ into the extra monster zone, that's got to help, right?
Oh yeah,
I know that they spam a lot of XYZs, and you bring out tiramisu and spin everything.
Yeah,
I know the basics of it, but yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I do believe that not having to link off your stuff so you can make a link so you can make more XYZs is definitely really strong. And like I said, it does give the deck a huge boost. So that's definitely a deck that you guys need to remember that it will exist, and it will catch you off guard if you're not prepared for it.
Right. I think that's a lot of the honorable mentions. If you're not like prepared for it, they're gonna catch you off guard, and they're gonna get a game or even a match. If you're not ready for it.
Yeah, I would throw in there a deck that a lot of people know from our channel. One of the best players in our team plays it, and it's Fluffles. So I will throw that deck out there. I do believe the deck is pretty strong.
Well, I'm not gonna lie, I think it's pretty good, and now Luis is throwing it out there. I've got a pretty good build coming up. That'll be sometime next week, but yeah, I think they're actually pretty underrated, in my opinion. A little biased, but yeah, we'll just wait and see once we get events. Once we get events back, we'll get to really see what's doing good and what's not. But yeah, so those are the honorable mentions. Pretty good, going to be good with the next set, but not quite top 5 for us. We spoke with the guys on the team to kind of compose our top 5 list. So let's just go ahead and get into it. Top 5, number 5, we have. It's kind of a bundle, but trap decks, specifically Altergeist, Guru, and Traptrix now. Traptrix got their newest monster.
And they're getting more support.
Yeah. So what do you think about just trap decks in general? I mean, specifically those 3.
The reason why we put trap decks as number 5 is because trap decks are very, very specific in one thing. They only do one thing, which is they want to win the dice roll, they want to go first, and they want to be able to set their traps. The bad thing about stuff like that is if you're playing against somebody that has an evenly match or a lightning storm, and you committed your whole hand to setting your back row, and you get a lightning storm or evenly match, it's really hard to recover from those cards if you're playing one of the trap decks.
Right.
And it's just the way that it is. I mean, if you can win the dice roll 100% of the time, you should be playing one of those decks because most likely you'll win your matches. But Altergeist, we definitely believe that it's the better of the 3. Guru, it can recur, it can just keep recycling. I mean, redoing the whole Fiendus combo part, and it's pretty cool. But it does lack in power.
Right.
Traptrix they definitely got a huge boost with the newest monster and the new XYZ that they're getting. But it's the same thing. Like they still rely so much on winning the dice roll, setting up, and that's the reason why they're not as good as the other decks that we're talking about, because they have to be able to set up in order for them to win. Right. If they go second and they're playing through an established board, they're not going to play through an established board, and they're going to lose. And that's the reason why we believe that trap decks are, the lowest part of our top 5 list. Yeah.
Which I will say, for Traptrix, I think the fact that that they can make Utopia double fairly easily. It's not obviously not make or break. It's not an instant game winner, but it's not exactly the end of the world if they have to go second. If your opponent doesn't make a crazy board with a ton of negates, you can kind of sneak in a win here and there with
you can choose a win, for sure.
Number 4, we've got Dino. So dinosaurs are getting some support coming up, but I mean they've been on the scene for the last number of months. So what do you think in general about Dino?
Dinos. I do believe Dinos are actually one of the stronger decks this format. They're gonna be a little stronger post Master Rule 5, which is what we're gonna be playing. I know we have a week or so before the new ban list comes into effect, the new Master Rule, but the fact that you now don't have to link off your Logia or your Dolka, and you can just I guess make a couple rank 4s. You can make a Logia, you can make a Dweller, and then your Calamities, whatever you're playing. That's pretty good in my opinion. That's really strong. And then they're getting the new card that searches the double evolution pill, which makes the deck a lot better. Now you don't have to play that brick quatless. I hate that card.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean the deck is definitely really strong. The deck is not very expensive, but you do have to invest in Pot of Extravagance to make the deck a little more consistent, because that is one of the biggest struggles the deck has, which is consistency. That deck is an Oviraptor deck. If you do not see Oviraptor, you're gonna struggle. You're gonna struggle a lot. So definitely, if your opponent stops an Oviraptor and you don't have the piece in your hand that you need, you're gonna have a hard time. But yeah, we do believe Dinos is definitely one of the stronger decks going into the new Master Rule and the new format.
Right. Number 4, we were just talking about consistency. Oh shit! All right. Number 3, we were just talking about consistency, and kind of on the other side of the spectrum, from Dinos, one of the most consistent decks I think that we've had in a while.
The past year or so, man.
Yeah, Salad. So what do you think about Salad going forward?
I'm gonna be honest with you. I hate Salamangreat. I hate that deck so much. I feel like that deck's been around for too long. I feel like that deck just needs to die. People need to put it down and then just play something else. Like it's. I won't lie. It is good at what it does, but it is really annoying when you're on the other side and you have to play through a Silent Wolf that would protect itself because you have Bailings in the graveyard, and they have a Solemn Judgment as Roar, and they have an Icarus attack as Rage that doesn't target. Not only that,
number of hand traps.
Yeah, but they also have a bunch of hand traps, and then post side deck you're playing a strong like extra deck combo deck, and then they flip a card like Artifact Sanctum and they recycle their ash and stuff like that. So it's like it's a really annoying deck to play against it. Like I honestly hate that deck. I can't wait for that deck to finally die one day, and then I can just move on. But we do believe that deck is actually one of the stronger decks post the ban list and post Master Rule. It doesn't get any help from the Master Rule. It doesn't get any support, but the deck is still pretty good at what it does.
And it's still just there.
It's still there. Yeah, it's one of those annoying pesky bugs. It just never goes away.
Right. Yeah. All right. Number 2. So we kind of went back and forth between the top 2 decks. These are both going to be really, really strong going forward, and they've been strong for a little while now. But number 2, we have Rockets. So what do you think about this deck overall? Because I know you've played it. You know it pretty well. I've never played it, so
yeah. So Rocket, Dragon Link, Rocket Link, whatever you want to call it. I definitely do believe that this deck has the potential to be the best, but we put it in the second best because the deck we're going to talk about in a little bit, we consider it the best. But Rocket Link is definitely it didn't get hit. LP still legal. LP didn't get banned. Thank you, Konami. It's definitely one of my favorite decks. I don't know if you guys remember, but I did a little tutorial on a deck profile a while back on the deck, and it's been one of my favorite decks. I just love the archetype. I love the art on the cards. I like Revolver for some reason. It's pretty cool. But the fact that the deck can still make full combo, the fact that now with the new Master you can make Savage Dragon before, so you don't get any geared, and then you can still make your link plays. Like that's really, really strong. I know that we're getting an errata on Red MD,
right?
But we don't know when that's gonna happen for us. I know it's gonna happen in the OCG pretty soon, but for us, we don't know yet. So let's just let's abuse that Red MD until we get an errata, I guess.
Yeah, it's coming up, but we don't know when.
Yeah.
So with that being said, the number 1 deck that pretty much unanimously, decided is going to be the best deck going forward is Invoke Shaddoll. Not just because of what it does, but I think in general, you're just going to see a lot of it. Shaddolls have been an archetype favorite for a lot of people for a really long time. When the structure deck came out, just from our locals, we had people come back to play that haven't played in a couple of years because of that deck. So I mean that alone, just with the invoked engine, it's been really strong. It's been proven to be really strong. Yeah, what do you think about it going forward?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, the deck didn't get new support with the new set or the new set that's coming out, but it got a lot of help. It got a huge boost from the master roll. One of the things that we talked about was the fact that you can make a Makaba, you can make a construct and a window without ever having to make a link. So that's really strong to me.
Right.
The fact that I can go Alistair, you search my invocation and then like activate invocation, send my Shadow pieces to the graveyard, make a construct, and then banish my Alistair and another light monster to make Makaba, and I don't need a link for that. I feel like that's really strong. Like that makes the deck a lot better than it already is, because the deck is already really strong. Like Winda is one of the best cards in the game right now.
Right.
And the fact that, like I said, now you don't have to make a link monster to accomplish all those things, like it just makes the deck so much stronger than what it already was.
Right. Yeah, and I agree with all that. I mean, I think the top 5 that we've gone through is pretty accurate. Obviously, some people are going to disagree with it. If you do disagree, please let us know in the comment section. We just want to know what everybody thinks going forward. Like we said a little bit ago, no events coming up. We don't know when everything's going to go back to normal. So until then, we're just kind of going with our logic and what we've seen, past results on to make our top 5 list. It pretty much covers it. Thank you guys for watching. Again, if you have any suggestions how we can do this differently in the future, different decks, whether it's for the honorable mentions, top 5, anything like that, let us know. Any shout outs before we go?
Shout out to the team Malevolent. They helped us, come up with this list. We talk about a lot of theory. We talk about decks. We talk about just what has potential, what doesn't. Talk about future support and stuff like that. So definitely huge shout out to the team. I know it's a really tough time right now to play the game. It's just a tough time to be alive, pretty much. But we try to make the best of it. We are trying to make content for you guys. We are trying to keep you guys entertained. So if you guys do like this type of content, we do plan on making more. Maybe the next video will be the top 5 worst decks ever made, or the top 5 worst cards ever made, something like that. So if you guys like this kind of content, let us know. Leave a comment, like, subscribe, all that good stuff. Follow our social media pages, Facebook, Instagram. We'll have some questions and Q&As on there sometime, and we just want to thank everyone for the support, and hope we can keep making content for you guys and keep you guys entertained.
Yeah, I like that idea. If you guys have any ideas yourselves of what we can do, top 5, whatever, worst 5, whatever, deck profiles you want to see, just comment, let us know. We actually read this stuff. We want to know what you guys want to see, and just let us know. We'll make it happen.
Yeah, and if you guys want to see that combo tutorial, let us know and Evan will do it.
It's coming up. All right, guys, thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.